Yeah, this is going to be a DVD and Blu-ray update. Various titles. There's a lot of Criterions in this as well. First up, I'll show the DVDs. There's 4 of them. We have Roller Coaster, Peter Fonda, Richard Widmark. 70s was a great time for various disaster movies. There's a fair number of good ones coming out on Blu-ray. Well, not necessarily good, but there are a few coming out. Meteor being one, I think Avalanche another one. I think there could be one more. This film, terrorist keeps planting various devices in theme parks. The beginning set piece is really, really funny when this roller coaster goes out of control. And if you like I do, like dummies being thrown around, you'll definitely find it very funny. I still need to finish watching this, so I've only watched an hour so far, but yeah, it's good so far. Next up is a neo-noir crime film from the 1970s. It's called Hickey and Boggs, with Bill Cosby and Robert Culp. It's directed by Culp. It's written by Walter Hill. 2 private investigators are after a missing girl, and they come across various paths of criminality. Pretty brutal in places. It's really, really good. I really enjoyed this. Yeah, I'd really recommend it to go on. If you like your 70s crime, definitely pick this up. I picked up Dustin Hoffman in Straight Time. This is based. The story is based on a book by Eddie Bunker. I think people are familiar with Eddie Bunker. He was in Reservoir Dogs. Oh, I don't know. Was he Mr. No, he wasn't Mr. Blue. Was he Mr. Blue? I'm not too sure what Mystery was, but he also, I think he wrote parts of The Animal Factory. He was a career criminal. He was in San Quentin. I think he could have been in Folsom. He did some of his time as well with Danny Trejo. So yeah, it's very. He's been dead a few years now, Eddie Bunker. But yeah, I've been wanting to check this out for a while. And the last DVD, if you like conspiratorial films, you'll like this one. It's One Beat in the Parallax View. Plays a reporter who witnesses an assassination of a politician in Seattle at the beginning of the movie, and then 3 years later he begins to unravel a whole mystery. Really, really good, in the vein of All the President's Men and 3 Days at the Condor and various others. Really, really good film. Really downbeat as well. Definitely sticks his nose up a bit about the Warren Commission and the whole lone gunman theory involved in the 3 big assassinations of the 60s, JFK, RFK and Martin Luther King. Which I've never believed at all. I've never believed the lone gunman theories, particularly JFK. But this is really good one. Really recommend it. Right, Blu-rays is a fair big pile here. I'll show some of these first. I picked up a Studio Canal release of Le Grand Illusion. I hear this is a really fantastic film. I hear it's set during the First World War. I've been wanting to pick it up for a while. Nice release. I got a few. I might get a few more of the Studio Canal collection. I've got around about 7 or 8. I think I might get a few more, maybe. Yeah, I've got a fair few, but I mean it's not exactly a digibook really. It's more kind of a digipack, as you can see. The small booklet inside. Now this I've watched half of this so far. Really fantastic transfer. It's Dead of Night from the Ealing Studios. Really early, I think 1945, horror anthology. Really, really good so far. I've seen the first kind of 3 stories. Really, really interesting. Really, really creepy for the period. Yeah, definitely recommended. And the transfer is absolutely beautiful. I know there was a DVD release. I think it was out of print. I'm not sure of the transfer being that great, but this is transfer's fantastic. Really recommend that. Talking of adventure, disaster films. I picked up Bizarre Adventure. I hadn't seen it in many years, and it's a real good one. I laugh so much at this film. I can't help but laugh every time I see it. I suppose people have seen the film now, but Shelley Winters' her whole demise in this, I still laugh. It's a good one. I mean, I love all these films, and you know, Tower Inferno as well. Yeah, but this is a very good film. If you haven't seen it, I imagine many people have, but it's still a good one. Right, I picked up, this is from the director Lahan, Mateo Kasovitz. This is Rebellion. I want to see this for a while. It's about a GIGN team involvement in, I think there's a rebel force in, I think it could be New Caledonia. I think. Don't hold me on that. It's but yeah, I hear it's really good. And if Mateo Kasovitz is linked, it's probably a damning indictment of probably various kind of colonialism and stuff. Very much that would be very gung ho in that sense of, you know, very patriotic or anything. But I hear it's very straight down the middle, which is good. Yeah, Rebellion. Now, this film is an Australian movie. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I would really recommend this film. Great cast. Hugo Weaving, Jack Thompson, many others as well. It's Mystery Road. Really, really interesting film. Yeah, it's an Aboriginal girl is found dead, and Detective Jay Swan, he's recently returned home. He's determined to find out the mystery about it, but he's been hampered by various factors. It's really good. It leaves a lot of questions, a few questions unanswered near the end, and I suppose that's the kind of the great mystery towards it. Constantly keeps you guessing. It's really, really good. If you like a good mystery thriller, definitely check this out. The acting's fantastic as well. Ryan Quanten as well is in it. It's really, really good. There's a few other Australian actors I recommend as well. It's got Davy Fields in, who I think is a tremendous actor. Really good film. Really recommend this one, Mystery Road. Right, I'll have a look at some of the Steelbooks now. I'll break it up because there's a few. I picked the Steelbook of Maniac Cop. Good film. Not as good as the sequel. The sequel makes me laugh. It's such a shame that Joe Spinell died before the original idea was going to take place. It's going to be Maniac Cop versus Joe Spinell's character from Maniac. That would have been fucking awesome for the second film. But the first film is good. Second film I've always preferred. But yeah, Maniac, a beautiful Steelbook as well. I picked up these fairly cheap as well. I picked these up from Amazon. 28 Weeks Later. I'm not a massive kind of fan of these films, but I have to say this film is worth it for the beginning. The beginning's fucking hilarious with Robert Collard when he abandons his wife. That's really. But then again, I think everyone would do it in that sort of situation. Well, probably not everyone, but I'd probably be first out the door. And I picked up The Fly, 1958 version. I tell you what, when I first saw this when I was young, when he's trapped in the web at the end, about to be eaten by the spider, fucking nightmarish. I tell you, it's really good. I like the Cronenberg one, but I really like this version as well. Different kind of films and stuff, but this is awesome. Right, I'll show half the Criterions now. First up is Le Cage aux Folles. I'm familiar with the Americanized version, the Birdcage. This is the 1978 French edition. It's really, really fantastic. If you've seen the Birdcage, you'll know the story of a middle-aged gay couple and this Renato's son. He had like a one-night stand many years ago, wants to get married, and his fiance's father is like a real right-winger, and it just ends up, the whole dinner table inviting them round ends up in a complete facade when his lover Albin turns up and pretends to be the mother in drag. It's really funny. This as well as really good extras as well. It shows some of the original stage show as well. It goes on for about 15 minutes. I got a real soft spot for I love Birdcage. This is very good. Birdcage probably just funnier for me because of the dinner table sequences. That's really omitted in this version, but it's still very, very funny. And I picked up this. I had to pay this was out of print for a while, but I'm really happy to get it. I picked this up from an eBay seller. It's Le Cercle Rouge. Wanted this for ages. Was really gutted when it went out of print. Jean-Marie Valente stars in it. I'm a big fan of. And Alon. Here is one fantastic French crime film. I want to check it out for ages. Yeah, great cover art as well. Now this is a David Fincher film. This film always makes me laugh for some reason. It's kind of daft. It's absurd, to be honest. It's The Game. Michael Douglas, Sean Penn. It's you know, if you fancy just it's entertaining. It's entertaining. The ending always makes me laugh. It's a good one. I don't think Criterion. I couldn't see Criterion releasing that if Fincher's name had anything to do with it, but still, it's a very good film. I picked up Devil's Backbone, Guillermo del Toro. I had this on DVD. I had this on Blu-ray as well. Really good ghost story thriller set in an orphanage during the Spanish Civil War. Really good film. And I also picked up John Frankenheimer film, Seconds. Wanted to check this out for ages. Rock Hudson, sinister science fiction, inflicted dispatch from the fractured 1960s. Yeah, very kind of paranoid kind of film. Yeah, Frankenheimer as well is an awesome director. And then I picked up 2 Akira Kurosawa films. I picked up Throne of Blood, which is a fucking awesome film. Shuma Fumi, he's just a great actor, fantastic. And I picked up The Hidden Fortress, which I haven't seen. Yet. I'm gonna get into it. Based, I think Lucas used some of this for his elements in Star Wars. That's what he says anyway. Yeah. Hidden Fortress. Right. I then picked up. I got a Scream Factory release. Final Terror. Really good one, man. I really enjoyed this. Nice transfer as well, considering from the elements they had to use. Backwards kind of slasher, not huge body count, but good acting, really good directing. Directed by Andrew Davis, who did The Fugitive, and I think he did Under Siege. Good cast as well. Who have we got? Daryl Hannah's in one of her early roles. Joe Pantoliano, Lewis Smith from Southern Comfort. It's a really good one. I really enjoyed it, and I think the transfer looks fantastic. It's a good little slasher film, good acting as well, well paced, good film. Really enjoyed it. I had to pick this up as well. Takeshi Kitano and Beyond Outrage. I love the first Outrage. This, I think, is the more polished film. Really good. I'm a massive fan of his work. Just fantastic. It's just crazy, and I think the storyline's much better in this particular film. And I await the third one with anticipation. I can't wait. It's a really good film. I picked up two Twilight. In fact, no, I'll tell you what, I'll show. If I show the Twilight time stuff, I'll show. I picked up Lee Marvin in Point Blank. This is a really good one. If you've seen Payback of Mel Gibson, Payback have basically copied this film. Directed by John Borman. I hear as well Lee Marvin didn't get on well with what's his name? John Vernon, who's excellent in this. They didn't get on well on the set. I'm not too sure why. Then again, Marvin's alcoholism might have something to do with it. Really strange ending as well. You never really know. Well, I don't want to spoil the film too much. Just watch the film. It's a very good film. The ending will make you ask a lot of questions. It's a good one. Right, I picked up Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, Clint Eastwood. Really great film. Jeff Bridges is awesome in this. Michael Cimino directs. George Kennedy plays such a bastard in this. I swear, the ending, I tell you what, it's been a long time, and I was so sad at the end of this film. Again, I don't want to spoil it if no one's seen it, but it's tremendously sad. Jeffrey Lewis as well stars in it. I like Jeffrey Lewis a lot. Really good film. It's fantastic, honestly. Jeff Bridges, I think, is one of his best performances. It's really awesome. And I picked up 2 Twilight Time releases. I picked up The Mechanic, Charles Bronson. You can't beat Bronson. He just not enough of Bronsons anymore. We need more Bronsons. There's too many kind of Ryan Gosling types. We need more Bronsons. And I picked up The Train with but that cover art is fantastic. Look at that. Burt Lancaster here. This is an absolutely awesome film. Wanted to check this out for ages. Cargo French art. Nazis involved. Burt Lancaster's a workaday World War II era French trainman. Yeah, I hear this is fantastic. Frankenheimer again. Frankenheimer really is up there with probably. He's one of my favourite directors. Really good director. Now I've got the last of the Criterions now to show. I've tried to keep some of these till last because there's some favourites in here. I picked up Investigation of a Citizen Above Suspicion with Jean-Marie Valente. Lovely digipack. I hear his performance in this is absolutely unbelievable. He's a great actor. Really tremendous actor. And I've been wanting to check this out for ages. I'm sorry I haven't seen some of these Criterions because they've recently come. There was a sale, I'll put that over there for a minute. There was a eBay, I think it was Blow It Out of Here, and they were selling them for such a good price. I had to pick them up. I picked up Ryan Selbach 11. This is an absolutely awesome film. Really worth seeing. It's filmed on location in Folsom Prison. Neville Brand's awesome in it. Leo Gordon, that's Leo Gordon there, legitimate tough guy. If you've seen Night of the Grizzly, fights Clint Walker, two big men, totally different in attitude. He had a bit of a history of crime, though. When he returned to Folsom, when they were doing the filming, the guards really put him through the ringer. They remembered what he was like, and he was a bit of a troublesome prisoner. Really good film as well. Really well worth seeing. It's fantastic. Three more. I picked up Billy Wilder's Ace in the Hole. I heard Kirk Douglas' performance in this is absolutely awesome. I've got to show you the inside of this as well if I can. It's really it's fantastic as well. Look, I don't normally kind of go gooey-eyed of like a Blu-ray release, but this is fantastic. Like you've got the chapter selections in like newspaper kind of format, and like the insides with the extras. That is awesome. Sorry if I can get all that in. That's really fantastic. That's awesome. That is so good. That is a really beautiful release. Yeah, Ace in the Hole, really good. And I also picked up really good price. I picked this for about £15 Red River by Howard Hawks, John Wayne, Montgomery Clift. This is a fantastic film. It's a brilliant western. I would not tell a lie there. It's fantastic. I think Wayne's performance in it is one of his best. I think is this the film where John Ford saw it and he said, I didn't realise the big son of a bitch could act. In regard to Wayne, but he's really awesome, and it's a fantastic film. Comes with the book as well by the book that's based on Blazing Guns on the Chisholm Trail by Borden Chase. The book differs to the film a lot, particularly with the ending. I think the film ending's better. Some people don't think that, but I thought it was. It's a fantastic western. And the transfer as well is absolutely gorgeous. And last film I left for the Criterions, one of my favourite films of the 80s. It's James Caan in Thief, directed by Michael Mann. Another film I think Drive heavily ripped off, and the other one being The Drive by Walter Hill. This film is so stylish, it's unbelievable. I think it's James Caan's best performance personally. The transfer is unbelievable. I cannot stress how good the transfer is on this. The scene when they're going into when he's going to one of his old colleagues in that iron foundry, and he's making him an object to break into one of the safes in California. The scene, it just jumps out at you. It's so colourful and unbelievable. You'd think it was 3D. Truthfully, it's around about 20-25 minutes into the film. It's James Caan's performance in this. The scene when he goes attempt to adopt a child, his acting is just unbelievable. I can't stress how good his acting is. He's so good in this film. It's also got Robert Prosky as the gangster who James Caan almost gets into a Faustian pact with. He's very good. Oh God, he has a monologue near the end of the film, just brutal. Willie Nelson is James Caan's former. He's his mentor in prison. And apart from a few, I remember his performance being bad. It's not too bad actually. Sometimes he just stares at James Caan with starry eyes. It almost looks like there's something else going on there. But No, to be fair, he's not too bad. And James Belushi's also in it as well. He's not too bad. I can only stand James Belushi in small doses, but he's good in this. Dennis Farina turns up as well as a heavy. Brilliant film. Soundtrack is so awesome. By Tangerine Dream. You know Tangerine Dream. Oh, their soundtrack just awesome. Awesome film. It's truthfully, I can see. I don't normally throw this around. It's a perfect film. It's a brilliant film. So yeah, it's what's so good about it, Thief. You can imagine it being in the same world as Heat. You could almost imagine. It's a shame they didn't get Khan in it in some degree. You know, maybe the John Voight kind of character in Heat, but John Voight did a real good job there. To be fair, yeah, it's a fantastic film. I'd recommend it to anybody. Cinematography, direction, acting, it's damn near perfect. It's brilliant, really good film. So yeah, that is the end of the update. You got any questions about some of the other editions, just ask and I'll try to reply underneath. And yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'm thinking of doing a few more videos involving the collection. I might go back and do a few reduxes because a lot of stuff kind of changing. I might do a few more top 10 lists, kind of, you know, I've got a bit more time on my hands now, so I might, you know, do a few more videos on the channel because I've been neglecting it a bit. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Cheers.